Well, I'm here, and this might become a habit. Um, Went to see, well, first when I opened the door to go out, I have two new bird visitors. One, a red-capped flicker, and a morning, no, a turtle dove. Morning doves are always in pairs, and they mate for life. Turtle doves can be singular, sometimes flocks. So I went to see my oncologist and am being referred to palliative care, which will take some worry off of me. Um, it'll take time. Everything takes time. When you know you're in a decline, it's best you get ahead of it before it becomes absolutely necessary. Uh, Dr. Manchanda reminded me today it's been 15 years we've had our relationship of doctor and patient. And he pulled up a chart about my weight. Um, I've been in a continual decline of weight, but not mass. And now I'm losing mass, but not weight. He's also, being from India, the whole hijra thing, not a situation. And he keeps up with all the other doctors, which each doctor seems to have oh, this is what I'm looking at. No, honey, look at the whole stack of shit that's in this body. But anyway, um, we had a good visit. Uh, I'm looking forward to the referral appointment, which will probably take some time. I have to remind those referrals sometimes with a telephone call. So I went by my grocer because the butcher said the truck was going to be in today. Well, either it hadn't been unloaded or it didn't arrive. And I walked the aisles. So many empty shelves. If you hear squeaks in the background, that's Henri taking care of his colony. Um, and I'd noticed the same thing when I went to the K store for the big shop. There were empty spots or spots filled with the same thing in large amount. It's like, okay, honey, there used to be something else here. Reminded me of when the USSR broke up and Russia was trying to deal with reduced satellite countries, of which they relied upon each satellite country had a different purpose. So I wonder how tariffs are going to affect the Dollar Tree. So I came home and they're very good at, had some blood work done. They're very good at getting results out fast. Um, and they know how to read most of the blood work. Sodium low, uh, anion gap low. It takes me a little longer to go through it all. And then I can look at a progressive chart over the years. WBC is high. HBC is high. Eosinophils are high. These are just things, part of the stack, that can wear you out and make you feel like shite. So, had a little chat with AI Bean about the birds that came to visit. Tomorrow, I'll see how I feel. I still need to get that manure for the newly planted trees and get that straw scattered out. There's a rain coming, so the rain will settle the straw. In a previous video, the three main components of root development are found in cow manure. And I'd rather put something natural on it than do the individual chemicals. I'll save my dried blood, ammonia, and Epsom salts for the spring and growth. I may check out bone meal to put in the holes with the bulbs. I know that's one of the things that they like. A heavy, mineral-rich bone, ground up but dried bones. I guess I could go by a crematorium and get a quart there. Maybe a gallon bucket, you never know. The doctor and I talk about many things. He knows that I know my body and what's going on with it. He doesn't understand why I'm losing mass, but right now my weight is sort of a flatline stable. Maybe I'm self-mummifying. So, that's out of the way. Oh, I did turn my mileage on Maggie so that we can keep the low mileage rate. So some other things to work through. One thing that we're going to talk about, and this is about my community. Check with all of your doctors and hospitals. Have them remove permanently anything that has to do with transition. At Eskenazi Hospital, when any doctor pulls up medical history on me, the first line is male to female transgender person. Second line, penectomy. Third line, dual orchiotomy. These have nothing to do with my health. It would be better if they would put gallbladder removed, adenoids, and tonsils removed. Those can have affect on a person's health, especially with the liver releasing bile. because you can still get stones that can block bile from coming out of the liver. Um, what's not attached to me doesn't affect me. No, I won't even say that. But everyone needs to get this information off a record. I was one of the persons that all of my information during the last Eskenazi internet break-in. All of my information is out on the black web. They best be careful. There's a lot of pain and suffering that comes with my name and who I am. And if you're willing to buy that and experience it, saints be with you, but I won't say on which side the saints are. I will continue to badger Eskenazi for all persons of transition that have been helped or served through them. Records are wiped. On the news, I heard one of the newly appointed persons into a high office say, "We know who you are and we know where you live." Okay. If any of you happen to watch my videos, I believe you and all of your friends have my telephone number because of the 30 to 40 silent calls I get a day. You just have to speak. Let me know when you're coming. I'll make a cup of tea or some coffee. It's going to be a friggin' mess. But Mama's working on some things. And it will be through our own verbal network. They will be shared. Here's a warning to anyone that messes with my kids, my youngers, or my alphas. I won't have to lay a hand on you. The Creator takes care of most, well, all of my battles except the ones that the Creator gets some humor out of me handling. I will continue to go to Mass. For myself, as a representative of my community, and to aggravate all of the persons that supported the elected. It's a very strange and difficult, well, not difficult, not yet. It's a strange thing. But when people show their true colors, you know what they're all about. It's been a couple of months. I was on the roster for Prayers of the People, and it was my last one. Being a precog empath, not one of the most comfortable gifts of the Holy Comfort. I remained silent during Mass. I want to hear all the people saying the words. Then when those words mean nothing to them, to remind them that they swore. Those that serve communion, yes, I still fall to the rail. I try to make it as unnoticeable as possible. It's been my biggest problem is I don't let people see my weaknesses. As I take the wafer in my hand, I take my thumb and I break it. Because it is said, "This is my body which is broken for you." And it always breaks into 3 pieces. 3 is one of my sacred geometry numbers. Also has correlations with many other things. Place them in my mouth. Take the cup and put my finger over my mouth so that the host and the cup are mingled into one before being ingested. Maybe in some ways I'm very old school. Let's talk about old school. We have a lovely choir at church. We even have some professional choir members. They are hired to enhance the service. When it comes to communion, the choir goes before everybody else. I wait until the choir is seated. Their purpose at that time is to enhance the Eucharist. Now, this is my old-fashioned ways. We have a choir loft, but anyway, my personal belief, the choir should be singing as the congregants go to receive communion. Because after the congregants have received communion, there's a congregant song that would then enhance the choir's Eucharistic experience. And I've said it. I've said it privately before, but I'm going to say it out loud. No. If we're going to have disagreements in the church, why not just make it all a rumble, honey? then maybe people will forget about some other things. I do need to check with my friend from Brazil that I gave the violin blank, not blank. Um, the word's escaping me. But what they would use to trace out onto the wood for a number 7 violin. I'd like to know its age. Maybe it's museum worthy. Mama has always had a good eye. There's going to be a lot of different. Why would an elected person want to put a country into a complete uproar? The empath inside of me says, there are going to be war fronts all over the world, and no peacemakers. So, each one of us is going to be required to create our peace, to share that peace with our others that seek similar peace. We may end up having to have crowded houses, communal cooking. I only have one toilet, so we'll have to have a shite schedule like Sheldon. We always have been, and we always will be. We are perfection in the Creator's eyes. Now, I'm not going to hold things for long. Number 1, I'm tired. Number 2, I'm tired. Number 3, I'm tired. I'd love to sleep in tomorrow morning, but my body has an alarm clock. Rocco has an alarm clock. And I get up and I'll watch the sunrise. Oh, there's a nice little moon piece outside tonight. The devotions, listening to the animals, opening up the bathroom window or cracking the back door. I like to let 2 cycles of the furnace run, bringing in fresh air. People forget about that. I leave my bedroom window cracked just a bit every night. So, blessed be. Be blessed. Be kind to yourself. And be kind to your community. And try your damnedest to be kind to others. But that's all I have to say for the moment. I'm on solar time. My time zone is sunrise and sunset. A lovely Yiddish song that I sang for a Catholic wedding. That's another story. Rest well, kids. Bonsoir, mes amis. full needs.